Hello everyone, this is Cacti7 second channel, Cacti8. I spent the past 8 months making a video called Skyblacksmith, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I cooked. I fucking cooked at this video. So today, I just want to break down how I made this video. We'll watch it together. I'm just gonna break down my thought process as to how I made it. I'll probably title this video some clickbait bullshit like how this Minecraft video changed the way people make YouTube videos forever, or something legendary. But no, I'm just some random fuck ass college kid making Minecraft videos. It's nothing big. Let's get into it. First though, let me show you my ramen I just made. We got some ramen here, and yeah, let's get into it. So
At Snipe, there's a man over.
ad.
We never stop pushing the limits.
I'm gonna use ad blocker, but guys, don't use an ad blocker when you watch my videos.
Stand
Please,
here.
Don't use an ad blocker. Watch the ads. Okay, anyways, I watched the first minute all the way to like 10 minutes in part 1. So if you want to watch that, this is gonna be part 2. I'm gonna start at I'll start at the 9-minute mark. Yeah. Nah, I'll start at the 9-minute mark and we'll just watch from there. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin.
Trees. Trees can give us unlimited wood, and with unlimited wood, we can actually expand our mob farm. And with an expanded mob farm, it might actually be functional and get us 10 iron before the heat death of the universe. Okay, how do we get trees though? Well, trees come from saplings, and how do we get that? Oh right, the blacksmith chest.
So for some context, earlier on in this video, I made a joke where it's like, yo, how do I get this? How do I get that? And then a picture of a blacksmith chest would just appear, and the joke was just like, yeah, you can get obsidian, you can get iron, you can get A, B, C, D, all from a blacksmith chest. But no, look at our blacksmith chest. The loot is so garbage, it's so shit. And that's what makes this challenge hard. So I thought just having this joke repeat throughout the video, like constantly, was just like, I thought it was funny, because, you know, part of a joke is a delivery. So, I don't know. This is like just one style of jokes where you just like, you know, you just repeat the same joke over and over again. I don't know. I hope it like reminds viewers of like the definition of insanity, because that's what I felt playing this challenge. I felt like I was going insane, because like every new step I needed to take, I was like, damn, I need iron now. Wait, I could have just gotten this from the blacksmith chest. But no, the blacksmith chest doesn't give me it. So now I have to do this convoluted skyblock process of getting the material. And I feel like part of the funny is from that. Because in a regular skyblock challenge, right? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about why I think Skyblacksmith is so unique to every other skyblock video out there. In a typical skyblock challenge, you're just on an island and you're given like certain materials, right? And it's like, yeah, those limited materials provide the challenge. But with Skyblacksmith, it's a little bit different, because if you don't know about blacksmith houses, the chest loot is like, you can keep re-rolling the chest loot and get different loot each time. So it's just like, I got one of the unluckiest instances of a blacksmith chest loot. And that unlucky instance is what makes this video even possible, makes this whole journey possible. So it's like, I feel like that's even an added element of like the uniqueness to Skyblacksmith as opposed to other skyblock videos. But yeah. And also, again, oh my god, sorry guys. Let's go back a bit. I'm a huge fan, I know I repeated this in my part 1 of the analyzation, but I'm a huge fan of, what do you call it? Simple explanations, right? Like very, very explicit storytelling. Like, I have a ramen, like for example. I have a bowl of ramen right here. I'm gonna put this ramen in my mouth. I'm gonna chew on this ramen. I'm gonna swallow this ramen. I just swallowed. Oh, spicy. This ramen is very spicy. Because at the end of the day, I feel like one of the easiest ways of storytelling is just explicitly stating what you're doing. Whenever I don't know what to do with the video, right? Whenever I have footage, I don't know how to like implement this footage into the video, or like how do I even create this video? Like what do I even like voice over, right? I literally just narrate what's going on. I narrate exactly word for word my thought process. No jokes, no wittiness, no anything. Just deadpan delivery. I think I got inspired by Now Red to do this. Now Red videos, like the way he narrates his chemistry videos are just like, so I put chemical A in chemical B, and I wanted this to react. But turns out, it didn't react. This was disappointing. But as it turns out, I could get chemical C and mix it with chemical B that will make chemical A react. So I mixed the chemicals together and they reacted. This was pleasantly surprising. You know what I mean? It's very, what do you call it? Archaic, caveman kind of like storytelling, right? But bro, I'm not gonna lie, that storytelling just works. It's engaging. What I like to do is, I do very explicit storytelling, right? Very explicit. Narrate exactly what's going on the screen. What's in front of your eyes right now. Narrate it. Narrate exactly what you're gonna do, just to a T. But add like interesting content through the visuals. Obviously, that narration alone is boring as fuck. Nobody just wants to listen to, or at least myself actually. I feel like normally you wouldn't want to listen to a narration like that. But if you pair it with interesting visuals, then it's like the focus is now on the visuals. The visuals is what's interesting, not the actual narration. The narration just acts as a complement to like understand things, right? So let's go back again. Let's apply this theory into application.
Trees.
I say, yo, I want to get trees. But how the fuck do you get trees? So I start explaining how to get trees, right? But then let's look at the visuals here.
Trees can give us unlimited wood, and with unlimited...
We got a down camera shot, a replay mod shot, a cinematic shot, right? Down trees, go up. Camera go up, and you can see the sun in the back. This is a very interesting visual, because as you can see, these trees are not... This is not Skyblock Island. This whole video was a Skyblock video, right? But throughout this entire video, I would sprinkle in shots that are not from a regular Minecraft world. Shots that have grounds, have skies, have interesting colors, because, you know, a skyblock shot isn't particularly interesting. You're just in the sky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want more diversity for your eyes. So I'm like, bro, I'm talking about trees. Instead of just filming a tree on the sky, let's just like show like a B-roll footage of it. Like a cinematic shot of a tree.
wood, we can actually expand our mob farm. And with a...
I actually didn't really like the shot. I was like, if you get trees, I can expand the mob farm. But in the visuals, I already, quote unquote, expanded the mob farm. And it's like, I probably should have put this in black and white because I wanted to like, it's a little confusing as to if I actually completed this task or not. Because I'm just describing what I want to do. This is like my goal, but I haven't, quote unquote, done it yet. So in the future, I would have just made this like footage black and white. Because that would showcase that like, oh, I'm trying to do this, but I haven't achieved this yet. But anyways, that aside, I love how these shots are made. Let's go back again.
Trees can give us unlimited wood, and with unlimited wood, we can actually expand our mob.
Like, I have a static shot of just me filming the unfinished mob farm, and then the camera pans a bit, like, but while it pans, the time lapse begins. So it's like, da, 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 and when the camera stops,
farm, and with
the thing stops as well. Once the camera stops, the time lapse finishes, and it's like, again, this goes back to the concept of contrast. I love implementing contrast, and I mostly got inspired off Martin Pants. It's very clear that like he understands what like this idea is of contrasting fast with slow. Look, freeze frame. Just show a freeze frame for like 2 seconds, right? And then do a 1 second, like half a second time lapse. Freeze, 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 freeze. Time lapse, time lapse, time lapse. Freeze. And then I talk. I feel like that's such a awesome way of storytelling. Obviously, another classic way of storytelling with Minecraft YouTubers would just be narrate what's going on and have really fast cutting clips in the background. Like, narrate, oh, I need to build a mob farm, so I need to grab this, and I did task A, task B, task C, task D, right? But then while you're like narrating task C, you have like a really fast shot of gameplay in the background, just narrating it. But the issue with using like fast gameplay shots, right, with the voiceover is that there's no contrast. You're just constantly seeing fast, 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 fast. There's no like notion of slow. It's not like fast, 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 slow. Fast, 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 slow. Because in my eyes, right, contrast is such a powerful storytelling device. Because in the human eyes, right, everything is relative. Like, everything is relative. If you have $1 billion for your entire life, but you've never experienced poverty, that $1 billion doesn't mean as much to you as someone that's experienced poverty their whole life and then suddenly got rich. It's because there's such a stark contrast between like the different lifestyles of being poor and being rich that makes being rich even more significant. Being rich, like, you're only happy rich because you've experienced what being poor is like, and you don't want to fucking experience what being poor is like. But let's just say you're born rich and you lived rich your entire life. That's your norm. Humans get used to the norm, okay? Humans adapt, okay? So it's like, without contrast, things are less meaningful. Back to this footage thing, right? if all my clips are fast, then my brain gets used to it. Nothing's interesting to me because it's like, sure, there might be actually interesting events going on in the video, like, yeah, a lot of shit is happening. A lot of dopamine is being like filled into my brain, right? I'm doing task A, task B, task C, all within the span of 5 seconds. But, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just straight yapping. Let's just continue. I got a little too
The next banded mob farm, it might actually be functional and get us 10 iron before the heat death of the universe. Okay, how do we get trees though? Well, trees come from saplings.
Is this shot not just beautiful though? Such a simple background shot. Like, earlier I showed a forest of trees, right? That was an interesting visuals. Contrast this with, boom, a single tree in the sky. That's, again, contrast. We got a blank sky in the background, and I love this shot so, okay, dude. I can't describe how much I fucking love this entire video, because every shot I put so much thought and so much intention into it, and I just think it makes this entire video as good as it is. Like, every shot is amazing. I love every minute of this video. I'm so proud of this project, and I really don't think I'll ever top this project in my entire career of doing YouTube. Every other video I make is just gonna be like subpar to whatever this I just made is. Anyways, this entire shot is a sky, and what does the sky remind you of? That's right, the concept of the sky. The whole video is about skyblock. So you gotta like feel like you're in the air. You gotta feel like we're stuck in the sky or something. If we're not invoking those emotions, then that defeats the purpose. That defeats the whole like emotions of being like, I'm in the sky, like. And I think I also achieved that with the clouds really well. If you can see in the texture pack, right, I made sure to put the clouds below like the starting point. Like the house is up in the sky and the clouds are below, so it actually feels like we're in the sky. These shaders added so much to the video, because if I had no shaders, then these clouds wouldn't. Actually, no, I'd be fine without shaders. I just think it adds a little bonus.
How do we get that? Oh right, the blacksmith chest. What the helly? The blacksmith chest does not have any saplings. So now what? Well, when I was farming mobs in the mob grinder, I decided to check up on the mob spawning platform, and when I arrived, I found this guy. Ooh, what the? A wandering trader. Wandering traders that sell saplings for 5 emeralds. Wait, 5 how do we get emeralds? Oh right, villagers. I almost forgot, you can trade with villagers to get emeralds. Specifically, we can trade wheat with farmer villagers to get emeralds. So here's the game plan. I'm gonna use all the bones I got from killing the skeletons to make some bone meal. Then I'm gonna bone meal these grass blocks to get some grass. I'm gonna break all this grass, and now we have seed.
I mentioned this in my part 1 analysis, but I like that I included contrast. Like, I'll stop. You know what? We're banning the C word. We're banning the contrast word, because I feel like I'm just gonna spam that word in the entire video. But if you're just a creator, bro, remember these things. I like that I kept just using like cinematic shots, right? And then I added a clip of just me, regular gameplay shot without any like time changes, just a normal speed gameplay shot. I thought this adds like authenticity to the video. This adds like the whole like I'm actually doing this challenge kind of vibe.
Bone meal these grass blocks to get some grass. I'm gonna break all this grass, and now we have seeds. Now craft a hoe, make some farmland, and mass produce wheat. Now for the other side of the equation. To get a farmer villager, we need a villager and a composter. A composter can be made with wood slabs, and you already know, we got plenty of wood slabs. Alright, but how do we spawn a villager? The answer is zombie villagers. Every so often when zombies spawn, some of them spawn deformed as zombie villagers.
Come here, boy!
All we need to do is kidnap them and heal the zombie villager using a weakness potion and a golden apple. Golden apples.
Sorry to be a broken record, but look at this. Interesting visuals. Instead of filming in the sky, I'm filming over water, and the water doesn't add anything to the narrative or anything, it's just interesting to the eyes.
Apples come from apples. How do we get an apple? Oh right,
another blacksmith chest joke, you know? I sprinkled in a blacksmith chest joke here, and it's just like, I'm trying to drill in the point that I could have gotten all this shit in the blacksmith chest already, but it didn't give me it. So, I love this storytelling device as well. I could have just told you at the very start that, oh, the blacksmith chest that doesn't include anything. Or like it doesn't include anything I need, right? But I feel like spacing it out and telling you one by one, like, oh, it doesn't have object A. And then 3 minutes later, I'm like, it doesn't have object B. 3 minutes later, it doesn't have object C. that just drills it in. It drills it into you. That's like, it drills it into the viewer. That's like, oh, man, this blacksmith caveat is really causing a lot of issues here.
Alright, I know what you're thinking. I'm also thinking the same thing. Apples come from trees. Trees come from saplings. I guess I'll just go kill myself. We're stuck. If I wanted to progress any further on Sky Blacksmith, I would need emeralds. And as far as I can tell, that's not possible to get. But I can't just give up now. I spent way too much time in this world. The sunk cost fallacy just wouldn't allow it. So I decided to do some research. I went to the Minecraft wiki to read about emeralds, and I found something that shocked me. Foxes. Yes, of all things, foxes have a 1% chance of having an emerald in their mouth. Excuse me?
Okay, I have a lot to say about that sequence right there. So let's break down the story here. I'm like, guys, I need emeralds to get a sapling, right? How the fuck do we get emeralds? Now, obviously, when I was making this video, I already know that foxes give you emeralds. I could have just cut out that entire 2-minute segment of me talking about, oh, I need a villager, let's trade with villagers, let's trade with villagers and shit. But I decided to keep that segment in because, honestly, mostly because I was just freestyling here. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, behind the scenes, right, during the edit, I don't script my videos. I don't storyboard my videos. I literally just freestyle it as we go. I open up the editor, right? Like the video editor. I record 2 minutes of voice lines, and I have a rough idea of like where I want the story to head in direction. And then I just freestyle out voice lines with, you know, the same technique. Say explicit things. How to storytell, how to do voiceovers, just say explicit things, and naturally your personality will come through. Like, if I keep just saying like really boring things like I have a table, I have a chair, I have a table, I have a roof over my head, eventually a joke appears where it's like, oh, it just naturally appears, and that's the perfect time to crack a joke, because that's just your actual like authentic personality. And like, people can smell like authentic comedy or like forced comedy, you know? Why are some jokes corny? Why do some jokes not land? It's cause, bro, that's just not from the heart, bro. Like, I know deep down that you don't find that shit funny. Like, you can say the most cringe shit possible, like, oh my god, my foreskin's stuck to the bottom of my feet. Like, you can say some shit like that, but if you truly think it's funny, it's gonna land with people, because people can smell, man. I'm telling you, people's bullshit sensors are so, like, they're better than you think. Please respect the viewer. Do not think your viewer is just a fucking child or a fetus, and even if they are a child, bro, I was a kid once. When I was a child, I was watching some good shit, okay? Like, the shows I watched, like Wildcrats, they respected the viewers. Like, they don't treat a 7-year-old like an actual 7-year-old. They treat the 7-year-old like they're a 17-year-old. And, you know what I mean? I just want to respect the viewers, so it's like, that's also why I don't censor the videos. Like, I included the swear words in, I included all, like, the fucking, all the dirty jokes in, because it's like, bro, if some random, like, 20-year-old is, like, eating a meal, watching this shit, and I'm only talking like a kid YouTuber, and it's like, bro, they're not gonna watch that shit, man. Like, I'm 20, man. Like, I'm 21. If I'm watching some shit like this, like, I better, like, if I'm watching a YouTuber, the YouTuber better just be good, like, to me. Yeah. Anyways, I could have cut out that entire Emerald segment, but I chose not to, because, mostly because I freestyled it, but also, it adds narrative, like, it adds more struggle into the video. What makes a story good? A story is only good if there's struggle. If I want to get $1,000, and the story goes like this: I woke up and made $1,000. Story over. That's a shit story. But if the story goes like this: I woke up, I stubbed my toe, I tripped over the floor, and I vomited all over the floor, and like, I had to go to the toilet. I tried to vomit into the toilet, but I missed the toilet and I vomit onto the floor. And when I vomit into the toilet, it like splashes onto the toilet seat and it gets all over like my like shirt and stuff. But then I have a job interview. I have a date with a baddie later, and it's like, bro, shit like that. You can smell that there's more content in this video, you know, like, or in that story, in like the $1,000 story. And then it's like at the end of the day, after like going through hoops and hurdles, jumping through like planes and shit, you get $1,000. That's a fulfilling story. Because here's the thing about stories: people don't care about the destination. That's like the least important thing. That's like the bait on the fishing hook. People don't care that you fucking made $1,000. People care about the process that you went through to get $1,000. Because if I just told you, with a stone face, right? Like, let's say we're person to person. I'm telling you a story. I just go, I made $1,000. You just be like, cool. You made $1,000. There's no emotional reaction to it. There's no like, I feel like compelled. Like, there's no resonation with that story. But if I tell you, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to walk home today, but I got a really, really bad stomach ache, and I really needed a shit, and I heard a fart, and then it's like, did I shart myself? Did something come out? I really hope that was air, man. And then, after I poop, I get $1,000. What is that story? Anyways, if I tell you something like that, then you're like, you feel more connected to it. Because why? Well, I spend more, like, a watch time. Like, well, first of all, I spent a lot more words telling that story. That story was, like, 2 minutes long, as opposed to just the sentence of, I made $1,000, which is just, well, it's literally, like, 5 seconds long, right? I spent more time telling you that story. You were engaged. So, to some extent, you were emotionally resonated to that story a lot more than a single statement. Anyways, I added struggle into the story. Yeah. By the way, if you guys find me annoying, if I'm yapping a little too much for you guys, you can just skip throughout the video. It's gonna be a really long yapping video. When I say it's yapping, I mean it's yapping. I'm gonna do so much yapping. I'm gonna break everything down to, like, the most, like, autistic... Actually, that's a bad word. The most, like, neurodivergent version, where it's, like, every minute detail I will talk about. But let's go.
I genuinely had no idea. Was this always a thing? What? Anyways, this is good news for us.
Okay, obviously when I recorded the voice line, I already knew. Like, but... Actually, did I know? I don't even remember. I actually don't remember if I knew about that. Okay, I had a rough idea. I didn't think I know it was Fox. No, I definitely knew it was foxes. Yeah. So, I knew foxes could give you this, but, that voice line still tells you. At one point, I actually didn't know. I think when I first discovered that foxes could, like, give you emeralds, I think it was through, like, Martin's video. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that was my reaction when I was watching the video. I'm like, what the fuck? I actually didn't know about this. That's really cool trivia knowledge. Also, interesting visuals. What makes a video good? Interesting visuals. I could have just said, yo, guys, we have a way to get emeralds now. I could have just told you that and not included, like, that emerald shot, right? Let's cover this up. Like, but no. Instead, what I did was I had the shot ready.
Genuinely had no idea. Was this always a thing? What? Anyway.
I had the shot of my island ready, right? Close-up shot, but the emerald's behind my character already, behind my avatar. And my avatar moves away to reveal an emerald. And that's just like, let's mute the video now. Let's mute the video and watch this. Look, if you mute the video and you watch this, you still know what's going on. I'm talking about an emerald. Did I get the emerald? Did I not? I don't know. Like, that you don't know, right? But at least the idea of an emerald is visually implanted into your head. Okay, let's go. I'll unmute the video.
For us, we actually have a way to get an emerald. All we have to do is spawn a fox. But just exactly how do we spawn a fox? Listen up.
Contrasting visuals again. Look at this. We got a white fox that turns into an orange fox with a jump cut. We got the sky that turns into the ground with a jump cut. We got a singular block that transitions into a whole bunch of blocks with a cut, a jump cut. Same with the colors, bright, dark, contrast.
First things first, foxes only spawn in taiga biomes. We are in a taiga biome. So...
Obviously, when I set up the challenge, I knew I had to be in a taiga biome. So, I guess I lied about the fox thing earlier. I guess I always knew about the fox. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I set up the blacksmith house in the taiga biome, or else it wouldn't be fucking possible.
Check. Next, foxes can spawn on snow. We have snow.
This was actually very interesting. I had an entire time lapse of the island getting snowed on, or like the gameplay shots, right? I had gameplay recordings, probably like an hour long of me just like waiting for snow. And I made the executive decision to chop all that. Just chop the fact that, like, chop the transitions of, like, showing snowing. And I'm just like, nah, just show the result. Because I'm talking about snow right now. I'm going to disturb the flow if I'm like, oh, we need snow to spawn foxes. So I'm going to wait for snow. And then we wait. Like, that's a very subjective creative choice. I could have, like, gone either direction. I could have shown the gameplay of, like, the snowing. Or I could have cut it. I obviously chose to cut it, but yeah, if I chose to show it, then that would have been fine too. It wouldn't. I don't think it would have disturbed the flow that much, but you know, you gotta find a fine balance with your voiceovers. I feel like when you're telling a story, you really gotta find a fine balance between how much you yap and how concise you are. If you're too concise with your story, you fall under the predicament of like no emotional resonation with the story, right? If I tell you I made $1,000, you feel nothing to it. But if I yap for 10 minutes about the most minute details, like, oh, my t-shirt color was red today and I was gonna buy that t-shirt, but no, it's like, bro, shut the fuck up, get to the point. So you gotta find a fine balance here. It's like, you gotta find a fine balance between yapping a lot and being very concise. That sweet middle ground, that's where I found with the storyline. So I was like, yeah, fuck that shit, cut the slow part out.
That means we can spawn foxes here. Now foxes are gonna spawn very infrequently, and I don't want to be at my computer every time I spawn.
Show don't tell, show don't tell. I was like, foxes are gonna spawn infrequently. What did I show? A fox spawning. Like,
Spawns, that's crazy.
I feel like if your video, like, okay, especially for like a high effort like cinematography video, right? If I mute the video and the video makes sense, like if I can watch this on a bus, right, without an audio, then I succeeded. Look, let's mute this. Like, you know what's going on. I'm talking about snow. I'm talking about foxes or something. Like, and then I'm like, yo, something about foxes. Let's farm foxes. Let's farm foxes. And then, yo, this is the farm fox. You know what I mean? Like, you know what's going on. You, like, yeah.
Time it spawns, that's cringe. What I need is an automatic fox farm. But, how do I make one? Well, we don't even need to make a separate farm for this. Instead, we can transform our current mob grinder into a fox farm with just a few adjustments. Also, we can't make a separate farm, because we're poor. When a fox spawns on...
I think this is the first time I used this shot in the entire video. Like a far away, like smooth shot. All my other cinema shots were just like static shots, like not moving, freezing, like frozen camera. This was like a smooth moving camera. But yeah, look, I love the shot. Like, it shows the sky. It shows that we're above the sky. I feel like it shows like the scale of like how isolated we actually are.
Just a few adjustments. Also, we can't make a separate farm, because we're poor. When a fox spawns onto this platform, it's also gonna wander into this hole, because it's...
I love the voice lines. I talked about this in part 1, but my narration is very monotonous, very normal, and then I would just add very like contrasting story, like voiceovers of like the mobs. I would scream, ah, ah! Like, I feel like I'm abusing the word contrast so much, but I'm so passionate about, like, I don't know, just like this storytelling device. I actually don't know I was this passionate about it. Quick yap, but I think what makes an artist is just passion. If you have passion, that's all you need to be an artist. You don't fucking need to be good at, like, your actual skills at editing, your actual skills at cinematography. That shit doesn't really matter. As long as you have passion, you'll eventually learn what you need to know, like, to make your stuff. Like you've seen people make really good YouTube videos on a really, really low budget. Why do they succeed? It's because people can tell you're passionate about the video, man. Like, you deeply care about that video you just made. Like, and as long as that's true, you're just gonna do good. But obviously, if you like, how you craft your video, how you craft your art is up to your interpretation now. How much effort you want to put in or not put in, that's where the artistry comes in. How do you want to like actualize this idea into like the real world? That's where like the artist comes in and, you know, does shit. I always like to bring up the example that like Moist Critical doesn't even edit his videos. He doesn't even add elements in his videos, yet he's so popular. Why? It's because his videos have soul in them. Like, he just yaps a lot. Like bro can tell a story. Like, as much as you guys call Moist Critical like vanilla or whatnot, he has interesting storytelling. Like, so that's cool.
Dumb. When it falls into the hole, it's gonna die of fall damage and drop whatever it was holding in its mouth. All I have to do is stand at the bottom of this hole and collect the loot. Okay, that's cool and all, but how do we prevent hostile mobs from falling in? Good question.
I love this part. I could have just said, you know, how do I prevent hostile mobs from falling? But no, instead I show it into the real world. I'm like, wow, what the fuck? There's mobs in here. Ah! Like, I love that part, man. Like,
Cool and all, but
I feel like stuff like this that gives the video soul. Like, it gives the video like, is soul the right word? Personality. It gives the video personality.
how do we prevent...
Like, it differentiates this from like other Minecraft videos, because I feel like, at least from what I've seen so far, most Minecraft videos don't do this. I don't see goofy voiceovers in Minecraft videos where it's like, You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Hostile mobs from Paul.
Sorry, I'm pausing a lot, but you know, again, this is what being an artist means. This is what being creative means. It means you have your own vision at things, you have your own interpretations of things, and you just implement it in. Like the act of doing that goofy voiceover was an act of art. I'm a creative now. Like,
good question.
Like, I feel like people complicate being an artist so much. Being an artist at the core is like, it sounds really convoluted and just like very gray area, iffy. Like, what does that even mean? But it's like, it really boils down to very simple actions. Like, the concept of me adding a voiceover, it takes like 2 minutes, right? And it's like, it's a very easy task to do, but it's like the choice to do that thing. It's the choice to add it. That's like what makes an artist an artist.
The answer is trapdoors. What I'm gonna do is relocate these trapdoors to be 1 block above the platform. This way, spiders, skeletons, zombies can't fit through this gap, but foxes.
I like that I kept the camera static here. It's the same camera shot with just a jump cut. So everything else stays the same, except the mobs disappear, the fox appears. Is that really contrast? I don't know, but you know, that's what I did.
Can.
Voiceover.
So now, if a fox spawns with an emerald, it's gonna walk into this hole, die, give me the emerald, bada beam, bada boom, farm emerald, emerald farm. That's how that works. We just gotta wait now.
Actually, a lot of people ask me in the comments, like, why did you do the whole trapdoor thing? Like, why don't you want hostile mobs spawning in? Because I don't want to fucking AFK at this farm, man. Like, actually, no. I don't want to be at my computer. I said this. Like, to wait for all these foxes to spawn, it's gonna take forever. So I don't want to be on my computer. So I want to like chill at the bottom of the chute. But if I chill at the bottom of the chute, zombies are gonna come. So I don't want zombies to come. So trapdoors. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how.
Question. The answer is trapdoors. What I'm gonna do is relocate these trapdoors to be 1 block above the platform. This way, spiders, skeletons, zombies can't fit through this gap, but foxes can. So now, if a fox spawns with an emerald, it's gonna walk into this hole, die, give me the emerald, bada beam, bada boom, farm.
I put my mouth here. But like, bro, again, edits like these add so much personality to the video. Let's say in the grand scheme of things, right? You watch the entire video, and like you have to recall unique things to like why you even like the video. Like maybe even in your subconscious, like you think to yourself, why did I enjoy watching the video I just watched? I think that's because of these tiny moments. Like, sure, you can say the cinematography is solid, the color grading is solid, the ABCD is solid, but it's like, nah, it's these little like bits of personality that really, it really shows that this isn't just like a corporation making a fucking Mr. Beast video. Like, it's really just a kid with passion, like some kid with artistic passion, and just, you know what? I just want to like, I really want to drill it to people that like, I put a lot of like passion into the video. I don't know what other word to use. Like
Emerald farm. That's how that works. We just gotta wait now. Oh, I see it. Come down.
Pause. I have something to say here. Let me finish my ramen though. I sound like a fully broken record. I'm so sorry, but I chose to not make this shot a time lapse, right? I chose to not make this a replay like cinematic shot. I just chose to like show the actual gameplay because I thought, you know what? I've been using too many like cinematic shots. It's time to include actual gameplay. So I put that here. Plus, I did something crazy that I think a lot of Minecraft videos don't do these days, which is a blank shot, no movement. A shot with no movement, like a still image shot.
Come on.
That's just so cool. And also I was planning to add like a clock here. I wanted to add like a time thing or like a clock thing in the corner and just tell you that 2 hours has passed or 3 hours has passed, 4 hours has passed, or like I want to tell you that like a lot of time has passed. But then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, I feel like this is one of those moments where it's like show don't tell. Don't tell them that the time has passed. Let the viewers do the inferences. Like, just let the viewer watch this and make their own conclusions. Cause, bro, we're 10 minutes into the video, right? We're 13 minutes into the video. Sure, early on in the video, I can patronize my viewers a little bit. Just be like, yo, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But later on in the video, it's like I gotta stop like doing that and let them like come to their own interpretations. And maybe I'm just thinking a little too far. This is a fucking Minecraft video.
Oh, I see it. Come down. Come on. Okay. But you don't even need to come down. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You're coming up.
I feel like adding bits of like actual yapping, like non like voiceovers, right? Like actual gameplay yapping. Again, adds personality. And like it shows you that this was like an actual Let's Play. It wasn't just a fucking I guess like, what do you call this? A scripted cinema, like a scripted movie. It's not a scripted movie. This was an actual Let's Play trying to be like repackaged as a movie, but it's almost like an unscripted movie, and that's the effect I wanted.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it? Hello? Hello? Oh my god! We got it! 1 emerald! And that took forever. Anyways, now that we have 1 emerald, we can finally buy a tree. But wait a minute, doesn't a tree cost 5 emeralds? Yes, you'd be correct. A tree does indeed cost 5 emeralds. Or rather, a sapling costs 5 emeralds. But we're not gonna get the sapling. No. We're gonna get the moss. You see, if you apply bone meal to a moss block, you get a bunch of grass, which is not that special. But also, you get an azalea. And then, by applying bone meal to an azalea, you get an azalea tree.
Okay. Let's break down what I just did here. I'm just yapping about, oh, I got an emerald, so I'm trying to get a tree, but wait a minute. Sapling's 5 emeralds, I can't do that. But, boom, new information. Most Minecraft players don't know about moss. Obviously, the actual Minecraft, okay, most Minecraft players that play Minecraft know about moss. But the average viewer that hasn't touched Minecraft in a while doesn't know about this moss shit. So to them, it's new information. Bada bing, bada boom. 14 minutes into the video, we got new information again. I sprinkle in new information, like all the way through the end of the video.
A tree does it.
I also I think I re-edited this part. Originally, the segment was like twice as long, but I rewatched that over and I was like, this doesn't deserve twice the length. Like, I think I should just like condense this, like summarize this more.
Indeed, it costs 5 emeralds. Or rather, a sapling costs 5 emeralds. But we're not gonna get the sapling. No.
I like this arm. Like, originally, I made my character, right? I made my character PNG, and I wanted to make a version where the character is crossing their arms like this. But then, I was like, yo, I can't lie with you guys. I'm too lazy to redraw these arms. Like, I have to, like, delete these arms and then, like, redraw that. I was just too lazy. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this entire, like, I'm gonna keep the character originally. I'm just gonna render the arms by itself. And I'm just gonna paste it on.
Sapling costs 5 emeralds. But we're not gonna get the sapling. No. We're gonna get the moss. You see, if you apply bone meal to a moss block, you get a bunch of grass, which is not that special.
Look at the camera. The camera does like a whoop.
But also,
I love that.
You get
minor details.
An azalea. And then, by applying bone meal to an azalea, you get an azalea tree.
Camera out. Whoop.
Oh.
What did we see right there? That was 4 whole seconds. 4 entire seconds of music only. I wanted to implement contrast here actually, where it was like constant voiceover, talking for like the past 2 minutes, right? And then boom, 4 seconds of silence. That piques your interest. You're like, wait a minute, why is there silence after a bunch of talking? And it's like supposed to tell you that this is a very significant node. I got a renewable source of blocks. I got trees, which like previous to not having trees, this challenge was very difficult, and I didn't have access to doing a lot of things. So this was like a node. What do you call this? Like a change in events, like a huge change in events. Where like previous to this, we got like the first arc of just like trying to get a renewable source of blocks. I would call this arc trying to get a renewable source, and then after this is all post renewable source. So we're moving to like part 2 of life. It's almost like graduating middle school and starting high school. Like that's the kind of vibe.
Azalea tree. Holy shit.
I'm actually a really big hater with YouTubers that do this. That like do crop outs. Like crop out the entire shot with just a black border. I feel like a lot of YouTubers over abuse that like editing style where they just like go like, yo, what is up guys? Today I'm gonna do this challenge. Like, what is up? I'm gonna go prank this orphanage with some mustard gas. And like every word is like a different shot. Like they do the black like zoom outs, like, doom 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 doom. Like bro, too much. Here's the thing about filming techniques, right? Cropping techniques, filming techniques, movement and stuff. Use them when it's appropriate. Use them when you want to show contrast. During moments where you don't need to show contrast, during moments of like boring moments, where just like during like certain moments, it's not appropriate to use these contrasting like filmmaking techniques. This is the only time in the entire video I included like the black zoom outs because, bro, this is so contrasting with like every other shot I use. No, every part of this video is like using full crops, right? Like non-cropped outs. But again, this is like a really big node change. I'm telling you that I got trees here, which is a huge event, and I want to like signify that huge event visually. So that's why I did it here. But like, guys, don't fucking abuse it. Like, when you abuse this, like, okay, let's like, here. Here's a really good example. Let's say you're a vegetarian and you've never had steak before, your whole life, and then one day you eat the steak. That's a huge monumental event. Wow, I just ate steak. That was beautiful because I previously never had the experience of eating steak. I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what like the sensations are like. But take another guy that's been eating steak for like once a week for his whole life. You give them the same steak, bro. It's not as meaningful anymore. It's because they've done it already. So here's the thing: if we have like a really cool like filmmaking device, right? Like zoom outs, the black zoom outs. You only got like 1 or 2 chances to use it, my guy. Like, if you use it more than once, it's just like, bro, like, the impact is just not the same. But also, I might be straight fucking yapping. Guys. This video is super subjective. This analysis is all personal, like, very, very personal. Every filmmaker is different. Use my storytelling, use my analysis as a guideline to, like, what I did in my video. If you hate the advice I gave you, just don't follow it. Do the opposite to it. That's what art is. Art is having the liberty or like the liberation to do whatever you want. At the end of the day, that's it. The beauty of art is that you have freedom. You can literally do whatever you want. If you want to like, if I tell you to not use technique 5 times and you want to use it 5 times, go fucking do it. Like, again, that's your own technique. You're making up your own techniques. Okay, let's just fucking continue.
We finally have access to a tree. Do you guys understand how huge this is? For the first time in my entire playthrough on skyblacksmith, I have access to a renewable source of blocks. Infinite blocks. I can finally expand the island. I can finally finish the mob farm. I can finally escape poverty.
I thought it was a very adequate voiceover where it's like such a huge node, right? I gotta sound a little passionate about this. I gotta sound passionate about getting trees. So, yeah.
But first things first, let's make more trees. Now,
this might be really obvious already, but this took 30 minutes. Like, 30 minutes of planting and unplanting trees, right? You can say I even made a bed here. Actually, like, in between, hold up. Let's go to the shot.
But first things first.
In between this shot and... oh my god.
Let's make more trees.
In between this shot and this time-lapse, right? There's quite a few events that went on. I trapped the Wandering Trader in here. Actually, no, it was always in here. Yeah, no. The Wandering Trader was just chilling here, right? And I trapped it into the box. Let's go to the next 3 frames. Look, it's even nighttime. A whole night passes throughout this time-lapse, right? And then I'm just breaking wood here. I'm breaking wood and expanding the platform. Obviously, another storytelling method would just be to, like, show that gameplay. Just say, oh, this should happen. But no, I'm just saying, nah, fuck that, bro. The viewer doesn't want to see that. I'm condensing this. So I just made that into a time-lapse. Plus, the previous few shots were all slow. This was all slow storytelling.
Mob farm. I can...
like,
infinite block.
Here I was just yapping about, oh, I have trees. I love trees. Not a lot of, like, progression in the gameplay. So I was like, this has been, like, a slower scene. Let's contrast this with a fast scene.
Poverty. But first things first, let's make more trees.
Literally a 1-second time lapse. You know what I mean? Contrast! Contrast! If you take away one thing from this video, it's just the one message I want to bring out through skyblacksmith was contrast. Contrast in gameplay, contrast in colors, contrast in speed, contrast in storytelling, contrast in voices, contrast, like, we got extremes, like lows and highs, lows and highs, lows and highs. Yeah.
Now, we have trees. So, let's fix the mob farm. This mob farm, since the day it was conceived, kind of looked like it was picked straight out of the dumpster, but today, that all changes. We now have unlimited wood, which means we can finally fix this mob farm. So, cue the...
I put gameplay shot here because I'm like, yo, it's been a while since I've had a gameplay shot. We gotta like remind the viewer that this shit's a let's play, bro. We gotta remind the viewer that I'm actually doing this fucking challenge. So gameplay shot. Also remind the viewer that I'm in hardcore because I'm not gonna lie, with these shots, right? They might as well just be like a fucking creative mode video, but it's like I'm trying to remind them that I'm in hardcore. Sure, you don't see the hardcore hearts, but I'm in hardcore. So every so often, I gotta remind them, yo, we're in hardcore, okay? Like
limited wood, which means we can finally fix this mob farm. So, cue the time lapse, I guess. Boom. Introducing the new and
even with the time lapses, I feel like it's very strategic as to like how fast you want a time lapse to be. Do you want your time lapse to be half a second long or 3 seconds long? Because believe it or not, there's a very big difference. Let's pay attention here. This time lapse was, I think it was good, like 5 seconds long.
boom.
No, it was like 3 seconds long. But still, that's a lot faster than like the half a second time lapse earlier where I got the trees, right? So it's like choose the pacing of your video. How fast do you want to pace your shots? Like, type shit. Also, you guys can tell why I didn't like the shot earlier where I showed the mob farm being built already, because it's like only here did I finish building the mob platform, but I showed it earlier in the video when I was explaining it, and I didn't really like that. I really should have made that shot black and white. Like, I'm really picky now.
Introducing the new and improved mob grinder, not from Walmart, but rather from Gucci. First off, we have a fully completed roof, meaning the insides of the mob farm is fully dark at all times, meaning mobs will spawn during the day and during the night. I also added some slabs on the floor to prevent spiders from spawning because they were clogging up the floor earlier. With these changes, the mob farm should spawn mobs a lot faster than before. So I decided to do some farming, but I quickly discovered that...
Oh wait, no, no analysis here.
a lot faster than before. So I decided to do some farming, but I quickly discovered that I was wrong.
Okay, I have analysis here. So here I'm saying I finished the mob farm and I need to go farm, but the farm is too slow, right? I could have showed you guys a full gameplay like montage of me farming mobs and being like, yo, this shit's too slow. But I just chose to cut that out because earlier on in this video, I already showed a montage of me farming mobs.
And began the grind.
So as a viewer, you've seen the footage of mobs being farmed. So if I say farm mobs, you know what that means visually already. You've seen it already. At the back of your head, you subconsciously know what it's like. So it's like, I feel like there's no need to show the shot twice. So I was like, I'm gonna cut that entire part out and just focus on the story. Cut out the entire like narration of like, sorry. Oh my god, I skipped. Oh, I skipped really back. Oh my god. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, a viewer has seen mobs being farmed already. Like, if I just repeat these visuals, it'd be not very interesting. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna make the executive decision to skip that.
We have a fully because they were clogging up the floor earlier. With these changes, also the mob farm should spawn mobs a lot faster than before. So I decided to do some farming, but I quickly discovered that I was wrong. Don't get me twisted, the farm is faster than before, but it's still not fast enough. I was farming for another hour, only to...
Instead of showing you a farming montage like the earlier shot, which I could have, I was like, you know what, I haven't used a shot yet. Like, this is a very unique shot of like a different angle, you know, and this looks like... I just think it's a cool shot. Like, look at the sky in the back, we got blue, we got a bunch of green down here, we got the wood here, like... Bro, this is a beautiful shot.
Yield.
What can I say, man?
1 iron.
I added Gaussian blur, and then put an iron pop up.
I need 10 by the way. So, I got to thinking, what's actually making this mob farm so slow? Well,
oh my god, this is a real filmmaking technique. I know it's like,
so,
you put the camera really far away, right? You put the camera really far away from a person. Let's use my webcam for example. You put the webcam really far away from a person, and then you zoom in on my face. But then you put the camera closer and closer to my face, right? And like once it's really close to my face, you zoom out. So the size of my face stays the same, but the background like starts converging. It's a cool filmmaking technique. So I did that in Minecraft.
I got to thinking, what's actually making this
Look, my face is the same size, but look at this. The FOV is changing around you.
mob farm so slow?
This pisses me off. I should have rendered a better shot, because this, sometimes in replay mod, those that use replay mod know, your first scene, whenever you break blocks, all the particles are still there. Yeah, fuck replay mod. I'm just kidding, I love replay mod.
Well, one reason is the elevation. See, hostile mobs spawn more frequently the lower you are, and they spawn less frequently the higher you are. We are
This is really subtle, I didn't even realize this, but the color grading. I like that this whole section, I use really dark colors, because I'm trying to like show like the vibes of night, mobs, like scary, like those were the emotions I kind of wanted to invoke. And it's like, earlier on, a lot of the shots were just daytime shots, right? It was very bright, very like cheerful, or just like normal challengey, but then now it's like, we're actually, the night shots last not too long. Maybe I'm just over
the lower you are, and they spawn less frequently the higher you are. We are pretty freaking high. So, I had an idea. If I'm able to build a mob farm at a lower elevation, it would generate mobs a lot faster, making me get my tin iron a lot faster, right? So, I made a plan. A plan to build a second mob farm down.
Look how intentional these camera shots are. We got a shot of just like a wide view shot, right? Showing the entire island in its entirety and contrasting it with like the vastness of the sky and the void. Again, I'm telling you, skyblacksmith, like skyblock is scary, bro. You're stuck in a fucking void in like the midst of vastness, like in the midst of like nothing.
So, I made a
Same with this. We have like a full shot, right? We got a centered shot of the island, and it suddenly goes
a plan to build a second mob farm down.
Boom, small shot. We got a bunch of void here. Yeah, viewer, don't forget that all this void actually exists. Sure, you know this subconsciously already, but nah, here's it explicitly. We got the void here.
There. Just, how do you get down there? Well, one obvious way to get down is with water, but we don't have water, so what now? Okay, I think I got something. Grab some eggs and spawn a chicken. Tie a lasso to the chicken, put the lasso on a fence gate, and send the chicken into the gulag. Now we're gonna grab a boat, push the boat onto the chicken.
Over here, the original voiceover I did was like, grab a chicken, or like grab an egg and spawn a cock, also known as a chicken. And when I listened to it back, I was just like, nah, that joke doesn't flow very well, so I got rid of it. I was just like, spawn a chicken. You know, explicit storytelling. Sometimes jokes are needed.
Giving us a boat on a chicken below us. You see where I'm going with this, right?
I like that one line. You see where I'm going with this, right? Instead of just saying, guys, I'm gonna try to go into the boat. Because this part's very interpretive. It's like, yo, how do you go down? I'm just like tinkering around, right? Oh, I'm joking. I'm just tinkering around, like, trying to figure out a way to go down. And this is like a really pseudo way. And it's like, yeah, this is
boats on a chicken below us. You see where I'm going with this, right? Okay.
I don't know how dumb this is. Over here, I included like a 30-second clip of a gameplay, because this part, I'd be doing a dirty service if I like put a cinema shot inside, right? I feel like this part was so raw, you gotta just like put the gameplay shot, the raw shot in.
But let's go for it.
Oh. Cause like, bro, the world's at stake right now. I'm gonna die. I'm risking death to fucking go down.
Wait.
And even better, I did all this.
Wait. I did it. I'm alive. What the hell?
Alright. Down. Oh, the music choice was immaculate. I love this, bro. This is all one song. Okay, so early on in the song, right, we have like a jazz bebop song playing. We got like trumpets, we got like a da 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 da, we got like all that shit playing, right? We have piano, we have sax playing, and then right here, we got the sax that like gets into like an interlude, like a drum solo, like do 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 do, and it's just drum solo like this.
Now we're gonna grab a boat, push the boat onto the chicken, giving us a boat on
we got
a
sax
chicken
here, right?
below us.
We got piano.
You see where I'm going with this, right? Okay.
The clarinet goes like do do do, and then the rest is just drums, like doom 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 doom, and it's like, bro, that's just majestic. Dude, I'm a chef, bro. I'm so proud of myself. Looks like all these years of music theory finally paid off, bro. I love the way I like made the soundtrack too. I don't know how dumb this is, but let's go for it. Oh, wait, I did it! I'm alive. What the hell? All right, down. And then the music comes back, and it's like, bro, after all this anxiety, I'm still alive somehow. No, get me out of here. Like, I feel like I just like, as long as I brought in like tension and anxiety and just like signaling to the viewer that I'm doing something really, really stupid here, I did my job. Like through the music, through the storytelling, through the visuals. Oh my god, get me out of here. Whoa.
After doing all that, I just went down 3.
And that's the punchline. You saw that entire sequence, right? That entire anxiety sequence, just to realize that this didn't actually mean anything. Like what?
blocks. Now we just have to rinse and repeat. So about that, our chicken is gone. This method doesn't work anymore. Back to the drawing board.
Bro, this part, when the chicken first fell, right? I could have just showed this clip only, you know? I could have just shown that, oh shit, this method doesn't work, we have to think of something else. Like right here. At this very point, right? Because imagine, I'm editing this video, right? Obviously, nothing is like, I'm not scripting shit, I'm not storyboarding shit. I'm coming up with the video as I'm making the video. So imagine I'm in the editor, I'm 18 minutes into the video. I'm like, yo, how should I continue the storyline? I'm like, a very cool shot would just to show the viewers that like, bro, I lost my only source of going down. And, you know, what's a cool visual way to show down? As opposed to just this shot? Wide shot. Boom. Wait, not now. Wide shot. And
chicken
it goes into an even wider shot,
gone.
like here. Boom! Wide shot.
This method doesn't work anymore.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm an hour into this video. So we watched this video up until 18 minutes. I'm gonna continue this next video, so if you wanna see more analysis, I'll be back soon. I'm getting tired of talking. I hope this yapping session was of some value. I know a lot what I said was just straight bullshit, but whatever. Okay, bye-bye.